Plaintiff Shelley Paulson dated the defendant, and she claims over time the defendant became physically and mentally abusive. Shelley says the defendant not only assaulted both of her daughters, but even assaulted their dog and broke the pet's leg. She's suing her ex-fiancé for stolen money and emotional distress. Defendant Jeffrey Arkin admits that he can get heated at times, but insists he was never physically abusive unless he was fighting back in self-defense. Jeffrey claims he broke up with Shelley because she was cheating with her witness, and he's countersuing for mortgage payments.
Start with you.
Right, Your Honor. I've known this gentleman for pretty much all my life. We've known each other since grade school and high school. We started dating, and it was really good at first, but then his work and all the stress of everything of life and everything changed him.
When was all this? When did you all start dating?
In probably 92.
92?
Yeah.
So when did his life start changing?
Just in the last 5 to 10 years. We've been together.
There's a big difference, 5 to 10.
It's gradually changed. I mean, there was some good points and bad points. I mean, the bad
But you hung
points,
in there.
Right.
All right.
The bad points was that his temperament just got the best of him, and it just got physically and mentally abusive.
How recent did he become physically abusive?
In the last 5 years.
Okay.
And the last couple times was when he punched my daughter in the head, and because she was arguing with him and talking back.
How long ago was that?
About 1.5 years ago, sir. He punched her in the head, she fell on the ground, and he kicked her a couple times in the stomach. And
Your Honor, that's not true.
Let me hear his side.
I have witness of my
Let me
daughter's.
see it. Let me hear your side about the background.
We were arguing. I did not kick her and I did not punch her. I gave her a shove because she got in my face and was screaming at me. I pushed her back. She stumbled backwards and went into the wall.
Were there any bruises apparent?
Not at that time,
In
but
the stomach? Someone kicked you in the stomach, I think.
probably in the stomach she had bruises, but they didn't show up because she's a pretty tough girl.
Okay.
But another time, my
They
daughter.
didn't show up because she was tough. That doesn't stop bruises, man. Someone hits you in your eye is going to turn black, whether you're tough or not.
He hit her back here, so
This
her
isn't the
hair
fun-
covered
this isn't the
that.
laughing matter,
In the
folks.
bruises, I don't know because I didn't really check. She
Okay.
said she was fine.
Okay.
But my other daughter, Alyssa, was sweeping the floor, and she wasn't sweeping the floor to his
Satisfaction.
standards. And so he took the broom and smacked her on the head, and she did have to go get stitches and
Sir?
staples for that.
No, that is not correct.
That is
When-
true. How can you lie?
When
That
did
happened.
no. The only time she had
Sir,
to get
speak to me.
stitches,
Speak to me. She'll hear you.
the only time she ever had to go get stitches was when she was younger. We were sledding. She went off the sled, hit some ice,
All right,
split her
we're
head
not
open.
talking about when she was 4. How old is she
There-
now?
She's 19 now, sir.
Did you hit her with a broom over the head?
No,
or
I
not?
did not.
Okay, good.
The incident I believe she's talking about was when her sister and her were fighting, and her sister hit her with the extension from the vacuum cleaner, and that is when she had to go in and get.
Okay, so you
That
don't
was a
have
different
temperament
time.
issues in the last several years to cause you to be physically abusive?
I have had my moments where I'm not real physically abusive, but I mean there have been times where with her she would not leave me alone when I try to walk away from an argument. I would push her back and whatnot.
Okay, you defend yourself against an attack.
Right.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Another time when he was abusive is when my daughter was in the car and our dog jumped up into the car and scratched her in the face, and he got really mad at the dog, grabbed the dog by the scruff of the neck and banged it out of the car onto the floor and broke the dog's leg.
All right.
No.
None of this happened.
The dog did wind up with a broken leg, yes. I pulled
You
the
mean
dog up.
wind up? The dog tripped too?
What happened? No,
Like the door
Your Honor.
went back into the wall?
Your Honor, what happened was the dog had made a mess in the car. I opened the hatch. I was like, oh. The dog jumped up front. I mean, infant daughter. She was like still in a car seat. The dog.
How many years ago was
the dog?
this? This infant?
This is quite a few years ago. You're talking probably 15 years ago.
All right, let's move on. You're suing him for stolen money. How does he owe you? What happened?
We had a joint count together, sir, and most of the money that was in the joint count.
You all aren't
came
married?
from- no, we've been
Have you
together.
ever been
for,
married?
No, we were engaged for 10 years.
Okay. Nobody wanted to pull the trigger, or?
He didn't want to pull the trigger, sir.
Did you ask him?
A few times, yes.
Did he tell you how long it would be?
He said after the kids were older.
Your Honor, at the time when we were setting dates, there were 2 occasions when we had set a date and other circumstances got in the way of those. As we had dates set, we were planning a wedding.
Were you all living together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we were.
Did the circumstances get in the way of living together?
No.
What were the reasons that allowed you to live together but wouldn't allow you to marry?
On one occasion when we had the date set, her cousin had wound up picking the same date. So we decided to put it off.
To the next week, obviously.
We decided to put it off for a little while.
The next month.
And then when we went to set another...
The next 3 months.
It was about a year later. We were trying...
Because you had a cousin that wanted to marry on the same day.
Right.
You said, well, we better wait another year.
We put it off. Well, we put it off, and we
What's
agreed
the next
that...
time? What was the next excuse?
The next excuse was that we were just having financial troubles already at that point. We really were not able to afford to get married at the time.
But you were able, you could afford to live together.
Right. We had our finances, but we did not have the money for a wedding, to pay for a wedding.
And justice of the peace wasn't available, or?
I did not want to go that route. I wanted a big wedding. I wanted a better wedding than that.
All right, that makes sense. He's still saving money for the big wedding. All right. 10 years and counting. In essence, you all have held yourself out as a married couple. This is what is commonly referred to as common law marriage.
That's right, sir.
Tell me what occurred.
He abused me one more time. He pushed me into a rack of rakes, and I got puncture marks in my back and scrapes in my back.
Do you ever call the police, ma'am?
No, I was ignorant and stupid.
Does this relate to the stolen money?
Yes, it does, sir.
Okay.
The money right now is a joint account that we had for savings. And a lot of the money that was in the joint account was from an accident that I had. I left, and there was $11,000 in there because we used some of the money for bills. When I left, I was living in my car, and I was living in my car for about a couple months, and then I decided, well, I've had enough of this. I was giving my whole check to him because my children were living there because they didn't want to switch schools. I took some of the money out of that savings, and when I went to use some more of the money out of the savings, the money was taken and closed. And at the time when it was taken and closed, there was $9,100 in there.
Your Honor, that's
Did you ever ask him what happened to the money?
Yes, I did. He said he took it out and put it into another account because it's been missing.
His own account?
Yes.
Sir, you tell me about this.
Okay. I suspected she was cheating on me in 2004. I confronted her about it. She said I had nothing to worry about at that time. And I come to find out that her daughters confirmed what I was suspecting, that she was cheating on me with her gentleman right here, her husband. I did change the account.
When?
In 2007.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
I at the time I seen a lot of activity.
Why did you take it out?
There was a lot of activity going on with the account. On her end, there was nothing coming in to help pay any of the mortgage bills or anything else, which have her name on. She is part owner of the house.
Sir.
There was nothing coming in from her side.
That's incorrect, sir.
Did you all come to an agreement?
No.
All right. And why do you think you're entitled to all of the money?
I feel that she owes me for the past couple, being as how her name is on the mortgage as well, and her children were there. I had to pay her bills to keep the roof over their heads.
But there was no agreement to do that. Now let's get to the mortgage. Your counterclaim is $5,000 for mortgage payment.
I've got it for 22 months. That with both the main mortgage and the equity, that it would come out to approximately $12,000.
$12,000 over the course of what time?
Over the past 22 months that she's been out.
Ma'am, why don't you think you should pay your share of the mortgage for the past 22 months, particularly since you signed on to the mortgage and your children still live there?
Because when I moved out, I was paying him my whole check to this joint account. For my children lived there. When my children
2 years ago?
Yes. When my children moved out, I stopped. And I have proof right here that he hasn't been paying because it's closed and it's
All right.
mortgage
This is
closer
an
or
easy
whatever you
case.
want to call it.
You all have held yourselves out as husband and wife and lived together 14 or 16 years, and husband and wife split things in half for the most part. And so you get $5,000 and you get $5,000. Have a good day. That's your judgment.
The allegations that I cheated on him was wrong because I broke up with him when he pushed me into the rakes. And then I was done with him. It was over then. I was just staying there until I could find something else, and I couldn't find nothing else, so I stayed in my car.
What she is saying is not completely true as far as the abuse part. I feel the judge's decision was fair.